My third guy plays some games.
Alright, hi all, Weather Guy here. We are back with some more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, continuing our fourth case of second game. And we're just talking about how the board got righted up somehow after it fell on the floor, which is very interesting. Goes against what gossip seemingly said, so let's continue. You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. Goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board.
The witnesses on the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime.
Oh gosh, what was his voice? Oh no.
Hey, stop looking over your glasses at me. I get the message.
It was, I don't know. Gosh. Let me do a review of all of our evidence real quick. That's the lady who assigned us the other case. I was also thinking, this guy with the neck thing, the neck bruise, I wonder if he wore the collar at some point that we saw. You know, like why else would someone have a round bruise like that around their neck? You know what I mean? But I don't know how that would possibly factor in. He doesn't seem like an important NPC particularly.
I don't know anything about that there notice board. I just wiped my hand on it, that's all.
Well, don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time.
I didn't know anything about it. I'm just a bystander meeting to the sign at the crossroads of life. What's that Reaper, I bet? He's got a face that screams board.
What does that mean?
You can't see how this changes anything anyway. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot.
Who knows? It is a very interesting detail for sure.
So none of you can elaborate further.
Shaken by the crime they witnessed, and with only the light of a few candles and an oil lamp by which to see, we can't expect these witnesses to be able to give a more precise account of what happened. That's right, yeah. I don't pay to expect too much.
These movements in this quest for knowledge, that's just destroying the world. That's what I think.
Do you really? In any case, as this testimony shows, even if the notice board was moved by somebody following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang out, the accused was the only person at the scene. In short, the only person who could possibly have committed this crime is Barack Van Zeeks. None of this wrangling over the board changes that simple fact.
Quite so, quite so. Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the witnesses despite the circumstances?
Most certainly, my lord. Yeah, obviously.
Very well, then you may proceed, counsel.
Yeah, we're trying to play a game here. We gotta cross-examine, especially when we don't have a jury to do the summation examination with, right?
Hold it!
So you admit that it was the board you wiped your bloody hand on?
You mean it? What's to admit? Is there plain as day for all to see? A smashing print on my right hand.
Perhaps you wanted to hide that handprint. So you righted the notice board and pushed it into the corner, did you?
No. Imagine the weight of that grit lump. Do I look like a powerful and well-nurtured man?
Well, did you see anybody else moving the board?
I've got nerves of steel, I can tell you, but even I have my limits. There was a body on the floor in front of me, and the Grim Reaper himself standing over it.
Dude, that's one of my favorite poses I've seen in these games, whenever he's like whispering to you. But the lip flicking is insane.
And there was precious little light inside either. My bottom lip was all a quiver.
In other words, this witness is unable to give definite testimony on that point.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Gosh, this lady is such a firecracker. Oh, forgot to press. Hang on. When you say you were doing business with him, you mean you were selling them fireworks? Yeah, what else? There's a priory school just around the corner, see? Those cheeky little so-and-sos have got a plan to blow their school to kingdom come. That's terrifying. So I've been telling on them, letting their teachers know what they're up to. Oh, you have? Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, so I let the school know the kids are playing with dodgy toys. Then, praise the Lord, teachers take all the fireworks off them. This seems important. And then, praise the Lord again, the kids all come back to me to buy more. Everyone's happy, see? Have we met any teachers? I feel like we haven't yet, but I feel like this is an important point. Where, if she isn't the one who set off a bang of fireworks in the room, it's perhaps someone who's a teacher who has been confiscating them from students. What a racket. Of course, and sometimes the teachers give me a little bonus to thank me for letting them know. It's a busy old life selling explosives.
Venus is a guileful goddess indeed.
Jesus, don't call her a goddess, that's weird. Well, telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing, really. I'm never so good at it.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. Sandwich?
If I said it was, could we just leave it? Would that be the end of it?
No. Did Miss Venus's statement just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Philosophical thoughts, deep philosophical thoughts. Let's say there was a great liar. That great liar said without batting an eye, telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing. We're so good at it. Would those words of hers be a lie too, or the truth? In which case she's not a liar.
Oh, it's just a paradox thing.
Ooh, there's a hellish paradox that one, don't you think?
I'm not so entirely sure, to be honest. But it seems to me you're suggesting Miss Venus has been lying, are you? What are you on about, old man? Trying to cause trouble, are you? Keep on like that. And I'll wrap your whole body in firecrackers and set them off. That'll give you something to tremble about. Terrifying lady.
You have a startlingly disturbing mind behind that sweet and innocent face, young lady.
So Miss Venus has lied in her testimony. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Sandwich? Come on, spill it, bud.
Well, if it means I'll be burning in hellfire for the rest of my days, so be it. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Can you elaborate, please, sir?
Old blabbermouth here headed for the room where the gunshot seemed to come from. There was someone else who crept up the stairs but behind him, too. That's right. That rotten liar over there. Do you mean to say that you did in fact betake yourself to the scene of the crime after all?
Oh, that's so nervous. What did I tell you, eh? Oh no. I said I was good at telling barefaced lies, didn't I? Yes, you mentioned it. Well, that revelation rocked the whole courtroom, didn't it? Who knew firecrackers packed such a punch?
So you did indeed visit the scene of this crime, did you, young lady? Good grief.
Well, now you come to mention it. I suppose perhaps I do clearly remember climbing those stairs to the room, yeah. Either you clearly remember it or you don't.
Well, I shall consider a fitting punishment for this perjurous act later. For the time being, you will immediately amend your testimony to reflect the truth.
Oh yes, my lord, of course. Interesting. We didn't even have to present any evidence, she just had to do her thing. I guess we had to pursue, if that counts. Let me look at something real quick. Okay, we're good. I'm getting Discord pop-ups in the top left corner of my screen of the game. I don't know if that's showing up in OBS or not, so I was just checking that.
Hold it!
Let's pursue this. Make a habit of lying, do you, Miss Venus? Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, to be fair. If you want my advice, though, I take everything I say with a big pinch of salt. Alright, but you did in fact go to the room where the victim was killed on the day in question, didn't you? Oh, please, as if I would. Can't think of anything more terrifying. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I mean, a girl my age is curious about stuff, you know. Did you touch anything at the scene? Oh, please, as if I would. I mean, there was a dead body on the floor. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I had to look to see if there was anything I could sell. So I did give the place a once over, but it was nothing to write home about. Right, now, I hesitate to ask, but you didn't move the notice board by any chance, did you? Oh, please, as if I would touch anything like that. Just a few bits of loose change is all I had. The truth, please. Well, alright then. I thought there might be something worth having underneath. So I blasted the flipping thing. Sorry, flipped the blasted thing. You're telling us that you did move that board. I think that did slip out, didn't it? What?
You daft burn putt. I don't believe it. The girl doesn't think.
So, did you find anything then? Something that you might have taken, perhaps? To sell? Oh, please, I should be so lucky. Am I... Yeah, this is good. I might have found this old pocket watch under the notice board, I suppose. But a bit of junk like this can't be worth much if you ask. Gina? So it was you, was it? You're the one what took it. Gina?
Young lady, may I remind where you are?
That watch there. That was a present to Inspector Gregson from the yard for a big case he saw 10 years ago. Oh, the Professor case he got the watch from. Interesting. Professor case, no doubt. Boss used to wind it up every evening without fail when he was waiting for his grub to come at the pub. I see. Swiped it off him once and blimey was he upset. Gave me a right earful. Said he hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years. Polishing it and winding it. Meant the world to him, that watch did. Possibly not the best thing to go diving for then. It's not all that, though. Took it to Jabez's that night to ask how much it was worth. The old dealer wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't give me a penny for it, said it wasn't working. Knocked about and worthless, he called it. I knew I should have lifted it. Yeah. That watch must be submitted as evidence at once. Oh, please, just so long as you promise to give it back when we're done. Not a chance. I'll swipe it from you if you try to get your grubby mitts on it again.
That's enough. Hand the watch to the bailiff forthwith.
Now, children, watch your manners. Very curious. This watch is clearly important.
Good lord. The glass appears to be broken.
More than likely it shattered when the inspector was shot. It doesn't take any more either. Which is why Jabez didn't want it. What a waste, eh?
Yes, indeed. It appears to have stopped at the hour of 5.
Exactly when the gunshot was heard, then. Supports the prosecution's claim, of course. Interesting. Let's look at it more. There's definitely going to be something extra with it. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Glass over the face really is badly cracked, look. What a shame when the inspector clearly looked after it so carefully. Imagine Mr. Sholmes could repair it, don't you? Yes, I should think so. He's very adept at things like this. A useful man to have around, in fact. Kindly remember that he's a great detective, Mr. Ryu, not an odd job, man. Nothing on the back. A little place for a key to wind it, I guess, or something, or to open it up further to whatever's inside. Ah, there's a tiny little keyhole here. Can you see? Oh yes, that's probably for the winder used to wind up the mechanism. Looks a little unusual, don't you think? Yes, you need just the right key to wind it, I imagine. Why do I feel as though I've seen something? Something a bit like a key that's about the right size to fit in this hole. It'd be wonderful if we had the key. Let's check carefully over what we've already found. Great. Honestly, I have no idea what they're talking about. So let's look. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, it's this, isn't it? Doesn't he have a... Doesn't it pop open? Tom, this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear. I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. That part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody's enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Yeah, we've definitely looked at this before. Alright. Now we examine this and that should be enough. Mr. Sada, do you think perhaps this key could be the key for Inspector Gregson's watch? Oh, yes, it could be. Let's try it at once. There's not a moment to lose. Fantastic. Let's open it up. What secrets are inside? I knew it. A perfect fit. And look. The Inspector's watch has started going again. So it's obviously just not been wound up, that's all. What is it, Mr. Sato? Well, the watch isn't actually broken after all. I have a feeling it could have profound implications. Yeah, it means that it didn't stop at 5 because it was shot, it stopped because it ran out. She's deep in thought now, though. Perhaps I better start thinking deeply, too. Alright, let's look at the watch again just to see if there's any other developments with it now that we've put the key in. Doesn't tick when we're actively looking at it, though. Alright, then what's this piece here? There's a tiny little stub sticking out from this small hole here, look. Suppose there must have been a little knob or something on that for setting the time. In that case, seeing as we know the Inspector took such good care of his watch, probably broke when the incident occurred, didn't it? Yes, of course. Which could mean that there's a small part of the watch still at the scenes, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how that would be relevant unless it actually opens the watch. I don't know. And as predicted, it had very little bearing on the case. Now then, continue with your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yeah, I guess the question is, what does that tell us about the sign, right? Why is that going to be relevant? But you did go to see what had happened in the room, didn't you? Business is my whole world. That's all I know, and I know all of it. I had to make it my business to know if I wanted to hold my sign up high. So you did go to see what had happened? It's not the destination that's important, it's how you get there, isn't it? Did you notice a notice board in the room? If you think about it, we're both the same species, aren't we? Both different members of the sign family. So if I spotted that, I might have tried to trip it up out of the sense of rivalry, I admit. Someone really needs to tell you that you're a Homo sapiens, not Homo sinians. Terrible joke. Maybe the worst joke I've ever heard. Does that mean that you didn't notice the board? I can only repeat what I said before. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander. I mean, just a sign at the crossroads of life. In which case, just who was responsible for moving the notice board? Didn't we establish that?
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by that? Oh, come on now, don't tell us he's not noticed. Looks like he hates everything in the world, that fella. Now, notice boards, they're the one thing he likes. You can see it in his eyes. I can't say I'd ever noticed. Tell you one thing for free, though. Never took my eyes off that man on the floor or off the Reaper, not for a second. Sorry? Well, I was that scared I couldn't.
You never know what a fiend like that might do if you look away, don't you? If you didn't take your eyes off the defendant, you should be able to confirm categorically whether or not he was the one who moved the board. That I can. The Reaper did nothing of the sort. I can swear to that. Couldn't have missed it if he'd have hurt anything upright and getting dragged in the corner. Alright, glad we've cleared that up. What happened to the face that screams bored? I feel your pain, Kazuma. Alright, last one.
Hold it!
It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon that you all heard the loud bang, wasn't it? Maybe then the notice board fell over, maybe it didn't, maybe I fell over, maybe I didn't. But the Reaper's fate is sealed either way because of the gunshot where we all heard. So your fate's sealed too.
My fate? That's right, the defense is fated to lose, and the prosecution to win.
In other words, it all hinges on that single gunshot, so if I could just find some problem with that part of their story, it may be possible to change all our fates. Of course, none of that changes the fact that I heard what I heard, as it does it.
Alright, so I think we present the fireworks on him.
How much to go on?
As you point out, Mr. Ryu, there's no question that the notice board was moved. Somebody must have done it.
It did happen after the event, so maybe Kazuma was right and it's not relevant to the case.
It seems to have been deliberately positioned so as to hide the body from view. So I feel sure that there's some deeper significance to all of this.
Yes, I know what you mean.
No doubt there are more clues to be uncovered. You're on the right track, I can feel it. So follow your instincts.
Alright then.
They're still on about the notice board. I thought we figured that out.
Alright.
Let's try fireworks.
Objection!
No. Alright, we'll try the watch after this. I'm clearly missing something here, huh? Alright, we'll try the watch, and then if not that, we'll have to reevaluate. Dang it, didn't mean to do that. I don't understand why they're still caught up on the notes, but I thought we just established that Red Riding Hood moved it. Huh. Dang it. I'm really failing here. I went too far. Hope y'all are doing okay. My voice is kind of a little bit hoarse. I got really sick earlier tonight. Guess I had some bad dinner and I just had a big vomit spell.
Objection!
Oh, what's the watch? Okay.
I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case. Oh. At the scene, we found this key to the winder of the inspector's pocket watch.
A key?
Having wound the pocket watch, we discovered that it in fact still works. You see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premises on which this entire case has been built.
I guess, but we didn't even know the watch existed before a few minutes ago, you know?
Order. Counsel. The watch was stopped at almost exactly 5 o'clock.
Yeah, which is just when we heard that gunshot.
Yeah, you got the hour. The time that was showing on the watch tells us nothing other than when it wound down.
It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be at 5 o'clock.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the 3 witnesses here all heard the gunshot at 5 o'clock. So that's obviously when this crime was committed.
Objection!
No, that doesn't hold. Why not? Call what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago. The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day in the evening. You can reasonably assume, therefore, that he wound the timepiece on the evening before he died as well.
Yes, that would be entirely reasonable.
But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely wound down by 5 the following day. Yeah. In summary, the evening before the day of the incident, when the gunshot rang out in that room, the inspector was already unable to wind his watch. You can't mean... Well, what's half a man winding his watch if he's been in the habit of winding it every single evening for 10 years? The obvious answer is that he was already dead. Hell yeah, that's such a good point.
Order, order. Counsel, that is the most extraordinary claim.
It sure is, and that's a great place to stop today as well. With that revelation, and presumably the ending of this cross-examination as well. Next time we're going to continue and see what this actually means for the court and what Kazuma's counterclaim is to this information. I'm very curious about that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all are amazing. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of others, and I will see you next time. Peace out.